Let's bring in Ahmed Sewehli, a Libya analyst and researcher based in Manchester. Good to have you here with us on TRT World. What are you hearing from your sources about the floods in Libya?
I'm hearing similar to what was on your report just now. I've spoken to people in Derna who I thought they were dead, but finally I've got hold of them only last night. They were in floods of tears, talking about floods. They just see their friends, family swept away. It was all very sudden. They tried to rescue people. They were like on the fifth floor. They could see people on the third floor of apartments just drowning and being stuck. And then missing people and not knowing whether their other loved ones are dead or not. The problem at the moment is that there's a lot of aid in Libya, but not actually getting to the victims. That is the big problem at the moment. And the problem is a number of reasons: lack of coordination. We don't have any experience in coordinating anything, to be honest, in Libya. We have had an issue of lack of coordination in government generally over the past 40 years. We do not have people who are trained to deal with such situations, and even much, much smaller situations, let alone a catastrophe like this. So I'm hearing from people in Derna at the moment that they're missing their medication. They need insulin. They need antidepressants. They need blood pressure tablets. But then I'm speaking to other people and they say it's been sent. But where is it? It's getting stuck. The problem is that planes are landing in Benghazi, not in Labrak Airport, which is only 75 kilometers away. And also I'm hearing from people in Tripoli, and these are officials who have sent 16 tons of medical aid, and it's been held by Khalifa Haftar's army. They've just been taken away. Other people, private citizens who have, businessmen, etc., who've a lot of donations are going through being stopped. They're being stopped at checkpoints and they're being asked to unload. And they are saying to them that we will take your donations, we will take your relief. And they're saying no. So that is the problem. Someone must speak to Haftar and his militias that they must allow this aid through to Derna right now.
And Ahmed, we have heard from the United Nations that most of the deaths that have been caused by this flooding disaster could have been avoided. Now, since you have followed the situation in Libya very closely, let me ask you, how much blame can be attributed for these deaths to the two governments that are competing for power in the country?
Okay. Number one, we definitely need an independent investigation. No investigation by Haftar or Aguila Saleh, who works with him in the east of Libya. And to be honest, not even from Tripoli, because they do not have the know-how to conduct a proper investigation. So we really don't know, and wouldn't know, I think, for a long time. But we are hearing, for example, the dams have not been maintained, that there were funds that were for the maintenance of the dams, but these funds just disappeared. Have they disappeared from Tripoli? Have they disappeared from the east of Libya? We don't know, but people are saying that the Central Bank of Libya allocated funds for maintaining the two dams that collapsed. It was the collapse of the dams that killed probably 10,000 people. It wasn't the storm itself. And it happened in such a short space of time that people are in such a big state of shock. The issue is that journalists are finding it hard to get into Derna to document what's happening. And this is vital evidence. It's vital evidence, but also it's trying to find out what the needs are. And the problem is that I've heard about 2 hours ago from a top Tripoli doctor who is coordinating relief efforts, is that they've been told that everything must be done through the Tariq bin Ziyad Brigade. The Tariq bin Ziyad Brigade, Amnesty International, has described that they need to be held to account for horrific crimes, their own words, horrific crimes, including rape and torture. How can we expect these people to coordinate relief efforts in the east of Libya? And that's where the United Nations has to come in now. And I say come in, I'm not saying boots on the ground, I'm saying that they must allow the civilians to take over control of coordinating, distributing relief, and making sure that people don't die, because more people will die from disease, from hunger. And the international community is just watching and appeasing Haftar in the east of the country. This must stop now. There are people dying. Enough people have died already. We don't know the numbers. I understand that some international medical relief organizations, such as MSF, are trying to get into there. But again, they're being hampered. Passport checks, being asked to fill in paperwork. What is this? It's basically having a Stalin kind of authority trying to coordinate relief for its own citizens. That's not going to happen. We need intervention now to allow relief agencies to work properly, to work in an organized manner rather than having everything go through military people.
Right, and Ahmed, the pictures coming out of Libya are just truly heartbreaking. It's a tragedy that is difficult to describe in words. Ahmed Sewehli, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.